Hello, friends of Komodo platform, friends of Pirate Chain. Hello, pirates, friends of crypto price charts. I'm Giuliano. It is 26th of October. I'm here with some price charts. I'm going to share the screen. We're going to use the getaurox terminal to take a look. We will jump right into an ARRR BTC price chart. We're at about 62,000 BTC USD. Here we go. I hope you're doing well. Settle in here. I'm just going to run through some charts briefly. Let's start weekly, just to review that weekly candle closing. All right, looking good so far. This is the current week here, October 25 week. So the October 18 week closing right at the bottom of the box that we have drawn out based on daily price action from back here in the week of 12th April. Okay, so is this the turnaround point? We'll find out. Potential to go down to 1,000 Satoshis, well, about 1,500 here along this this uptrending blue sloped uptrending line. Okay. Otherwise, also this 2,200 Satoshis level between these 2 weeks where the price closed and opened. Okay, that's about it for the weekly. We go to the daily and it's like, oh yeah, okay. It's looking like the cloud is up here at our resistance levels already. So we'd love to go play over there. We're at the bottom of the box. Things are slowing down for sure. A lot of buying support down here. And just generally the bodies of the candles and the overall trajectory is starting to soften out, flatten. Now, maybe it's just grabbing as much liquidity as can here before it jumps down further. Again, watch out for these levels here, 25 to 2,200 Satoshis, but yeah, it could, any day now, the MACD is really showing like the momentum is building towards the positive. And so here we are, and this could be an important daily candle right here. Let's see what happens today. All right, looking good. So Pirate Chains ahoy. We need to turn the ship this direction right here. Set your compasses for the Ichimoku cloud and towards the mid to end of November. If we can get somewhere before, I mean, that's Pirate Chain strength for you. But and that's, what, at this point, from the top here to the bottom here, if we don't at least make it to these levels, then it means we're just going to continue going lower. If we find our resistance up at the top of the box here and these price levels, then good luck, pirates. Oops. But bias is to the upside, and even like to get out of it. I mean, that's huge. That would be big. But anyway, this is our BTC. So the BTC price charts of the alts tend to bleed more over time, a lot of the time. So whatever, let's see what happens, right? Stay with it and pay attention. And also just know what you're in for and what you're doing. Are you trading? Are you accumulating? Are you, buying low and selling high and doing whatever? I don't know. Well, good luck with you. None of this financial advice, but glad you're here and we're looking at this price chart together. And if it's of interest to you, just stick around and we'll continue watching it. Okay, that's Pirate Chain RBTC. Oh, yeah, why not? Let's just go into the 4 hour for this one, just to see like what's the deal here. Okay, fair enough. Whoa, that was a green candle, right? That's a weird looking candle right there. What happened here? Exchange, volume, order books. This is whatever, I don't know. So it looks like we're basically holding this line here and we're squeezing. Ichimoku is squeezing and we're turning downward, but let's see if we can pop over. Yeah, might be a little moment for a pop into the cloud, but we got a big cloud ahead here. That's just the little boxes within this cloud. The whole cloud is basically the breadth of this, the height of this one right here, the width of this one right here, this box. Okay, so you got to make it through that cloud on the 4 hour time frame. Let's see what happens. stick with it. Definitely good levels if you're doing long-term accumulation. Shout outs to all of you. Okay, next. We're gonna go to some crypto charts. Okay, what do we look at first? We had the DERO at the $21 level. We're gonna check it out. Actually, we'll just quickly go into that. So on a logarithmic scale, we ended up getting we fell out of this uptrending diagonal. It's uptrending wedge, okay? From the low, I'll show you. From the low here, we are making a 38.2% retracement and getting a beautiful bounce off of that, a nice strong bounce off that. But we're fighting now with these previous resistance price levels. So could just be an intermediate bounce and then the next number of days are going down. But, you know, we will see. Already a lot of negative momentum has played out. There's been a good interaction between the positive and negative momentums. However, on the signal and MACD lines, it's been a very much more into the positive momentum and much less into the negative. So see if that trend is reversing down here. You see these lines going here. So we'll see. But maybe that's just part of a bigger trend here and it's continuing to go up. So yeah, DERO looks strong. Just the fact that you get a nice big reversal at the 38.2 retracement. Okay, that's DERO USD. The BTC version is a little bit more choppy and getting a nice, this is on a weekly time frame. Again, getting a nice weekly up candle after 3 down candles. But again, it's at this price resistance zone here. You see where the price being resisted previously. So overall, after a move like this, if this level here doesn't hold here, this 26,000 satoshis where it previously had these supports, if that doesn't hold, then I think we're in a bigger correction. And yeah, you start looking at these 14,000, 15,000 satoshis levels, and even we'll see maybe even between here, depending what kind of correction this is. But if it's just going to go to the previous highs and bounce from there, then that's going to be that situation, and that would be super bullish longer term. But this would be a bigger correction in this intermediate time frame. We'll see. Good luck with all the DERO, and stick around. I'll keep going with some more DERO price chart videos as we go along, just to watch it and keep some ideas flowing and practice our technical analysis and enjoy what the beauty the price charts have to offer. Okay, so that's on the weekly. On the daily, we can look at it, see that it had a nice, again, nice 3-day bounce right into the 20-day moving average potential resistance here. So price resistance like before. So either we break through this, but it looks like we're going to turn back down and be resisted by it. That's my bias right now is resistance at this level. And now it doesn't mean we go higher after that. It's less likely, but yeah, I do believe this is a bigger correction. It's just already we've retraced this much. We're up to here. Now, if it's just going to bounce here and just keep going higher because just the bullishness is still here for DERO, or because it's making just more of a flat type of a pattern, then good. So let's see, where would that be? So we're going to retrace the top to the bottom. So around this 42,000 satoshis is when you start hitting that 61.8 roughly. Okay, so even then, you could hit up to here and then keep going down further as a zigzag. If you start getting higher than that, you start working into a flat pattern. And if that's a correction, right? Or you might be making a bigger, you might be working a different combination. Okay, so like here, what you see here is much more like triangular. Okay, and here what you see is more zigzaggy. Okay, although like if we want to really measure it, we can double check that. It could be a flat. It looks high enough. It could be like a weak B wave. You can retrace that wick to wick and say, yeah, it's a weak B wave type of a flat. Okay. And then we retrace here for fun, and we say, it went even more than 1618 retracement there, but it closed around the 1382. Okay, whatever. All right, that's fun. See. So yeah, we'll see where this level of retracement happens. So if it starts getting rejected, I mean, and even on that previous move, that previous zigzag right here, it got rejected at 78, at 78.6 level, the purple levels here. See these purple levels? So it could even come up all the way up to here and start getting rejected and fall further down. So you just, depending on what's your plan, just like with all the other charts, what are you doing? You trading, you're accumulating. This is definitely a nice level to grab some, at least for an intermediate bounce, if you're going to try and get in and out. Again, none of this financial advice, but for accumulation, you definitely want to look down here as good accumulatory zones. All right. Down here, meaning like around 15,000 Satoshis. This is price levels here. Okay. Now, interestingly, there was a strong top here, as in like it wasn't just a blow off like this here. It chopped around here now, so that could mean it's still intermediate and we're still working a bigger correction. In fact, that's highly likely as well on a complex level. Like if we start trending here, taking this trend line from here to here, because before it was here, right? First it was here as we were working these prices, then we broke that. So we're like, okay, so the correction keeps going, okay? Because right, it was impulsing and then it's correcting. So the correction kept going, and we're like, okay, is this the end of the correction? That's how you use the channeling, the trend lining. Like, oh, maybe this is the end of the correction. It's holding it. No, boom, it dropped down. Okay, so we're still correcting. Boom. Then we go and we tried to get higher than here. We kind of did, but now we're breaking it down. Again, this trend. So either this wave is its own wave here, and we're completed it, and that made some sort of overall bigger degree wave is completing now, and we're going to be in a longer term correction, or this correction here, because this price would need the trend line here, it means this whole thing is a correction that's continuing. So that's also a strong possibility, okay, which would mean this is a super strong price chart in terms of like potential to go higher, because now we're like, okay, is this the move? But then again, it could keep coming, right? It could keep coming down to here and finish, you know, around these lows here, or even down towards these lows, or yeah, you know, there's potential, and then that would keep it in line still with, well, at some point you start breaking down these channelings here. Anyway, just some thoughts on the DERO. I hope that's helpful in terms of like just plotting out where a correction ends. Because if you start going below the trend line, then you're in a correction based on the previous trend, right? That's what a trend line is. So if that correction is over and we're going to a bigger wave, a next wave to new highs, then that's where that trend line would end. It would end wherever that lows are. You know, it feels like that's what it would happen. Okay. Anyway, so that's your DERO BTC. Beware. Now, I wanted to check out the track. We're back up at the 1584. It was a good weekly candle. And currently in these dailies, I'll show you what's going on. I just took a quick peek, but this was the weekly candle for the 18th October. So we definitely broke out and held a decent price level around these previous resistances. Now just trying to get higher into this area, but there's probably going to be some choppiness here. It seems like, at least with what's happening so far. Then again, maybe not, maybe it'll be quick, but what I'm noticing is with this candle here, a few days ago here, 22 of October, big strong candle here, up to about 1,500 Satoshis, is previous price action. See that? Previous price action resistance here at the most recent, and then this kind of supportive level and previously resistant. So it resisted there, it corrected down, made sure it kind of retested back here, these levels here, and said, no, we're good, we'll keep it up here. And then it pushed higher than these levels. So when pushing higher than these levels, it has done so on the 25th October daily candle. And now 26 today, it's like a back testing. It's saying, okay, well, let's make sure that these levels are strong enough to hold us before we go any higher on a daily level. Like we got through yesterday, good for you. Let's say, okay, can we hold this? So good play. It's strong so far, and let's see what happens on the next day. This weekly candle is going to be interesting, and then the one after this. But for sure, this is an interesting price action. I'm glad to follow it, and glad you're here following it with me. There you go. Okay, that's a track BTC origin trail chart. Beauty. And then there was, oh yes, the Shiba Inu. Let's just finish it off with that sucker just for the clicks. So we're just trying to break out of this potential channeling. The way it seems to move is, like this is a log chart. The way it seems to move is like a big up and then a long accumulatory, like a big up, big down, long sideways. So if we're looking at that, we've taken 2, 3, and 4 down here and channeled it. And interestingly, we're trying to break through on a weekly. It looks like this. This is a lot of weekly 1, 2, 3, 4 strong weekly candles in a row. And previously there was these 3. So at any point we're getting this big sucker. How much further are we going to go up? Well, if we take an extension here, we just work, let's say, with this, and we go wick to wick or body to body. So we'll go wick to wick, take it about here, and say we're at about the 1618 level. So maybe here and maybe somewhere in between. Maybe it is really going to go higher. But on a weekly, let's see on the daily what that happens. And I say, it's really pushing strong here. The will of the market is really strong. So is it strong enough to get up to this 7.5 level, which would be another 65%, 66%? Yeah, that could do that. I think so. Not only that, if we look here and we say, okay, a wave here complete, a wave here complete. So now we have this action here, and it's bigger in scale than this one. So it's clearly going to be extending. It's clearly going to, like, that just feels like it. Right now, you really have a lot more awareness, a lot more meme action. Just look at how many candles and to create this move and pattern versus this one right here. Okay, and even this one right here. So it's just a bigger degree. I mean, not a bigger, well, that's the other question is it a bigger degree? And if that's the case, anyway, either way, it feels like we're going to be making the 5th or the 3rd. So depending on how you want to count it, we're going to just take some potential Fibonacci movements here. So it doesn't matter. We'll go like that. So external relationship would be up to pretty strong zone. So let's go internal relationship, and we're already at 1-to-1, and there's a 1618. So I get the sense that the 1618, when we combine them, so we're taking this whole move here, 1618 here is about quadruple 0.74, 75, and then when we take the when we take this one, this other extension here, it takes from this low here, around here, and we go around here, and we come around here to that bottom, and we're around the same levels here. Oops. So similar areas. I get the sense that this kind of move, another 60-70% move, is possible. Yeah, and then because it's just grabbing all kinds of liquidity up here, whoever's selling their stash up here as it goes up, and then as it comes down, wrecked city, and that includes this wave with it roughly. Otherwise, if we're just going based on this here, then we're looking at again around that 8, quadruple 4, 8. And maybe you're only getting to this level here, like you might not be making much higher. But then, then after some corrective time, you're, relative to this, maybe then you're getting something bigger. I get the sense though that this could have some more power to make it up. It's just getting, looks like it's just ready to grab more people's money. Just this move alone, yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna come back to this one and take a look. All right, that's a SHIB. Okay, I think that's it for now. We're gonna leave it there. We'll come back with some other charts another time. Come back with some BTC, some KMD. All right. Until next time, wishing you love, peace, happiness. Goodbye.